Hello. So this is the first video on the new Wow That's STEM channel, where basically we're gonna be exploring more topics than what we had before. Previously was just mainly over the STEM kits that were provided by Wow That's STEM. But now I want to expand the focus that we have on this channel and explore other topics such as, for example, physics, math, and SAT studying. So it's only fitting that we start with one of those new topics for the first video. And for the first video on the new channel, I'm just going to do some of the practice problems for the SAT practice test number 4. So starting off with question number 1, I already have it highlighted here, but it says a group of students voted on 5 after-school activities, and we see how many students voted for each activity. So the question asks, how many students chose activity number 3? So the way the bar graph works is it shows you a number, the name of the activity, and how many was chosen. So we need to go through 1, 2, and then we need to focus on 3. And we know, looking at where the top of that is, that it's between 35 and 40, right? So which of these answer choices is between 35 and 40? 25 is not, 39 is, 48 is not, and 50 is not. So we know that B, 39, is the answer. Now, question number 2. What percentage of 300 is 75? So we need to know what percentage of 300 is 75. So the way you solve this is you take 75 and then you can divide it by 300, and you do long division. So we know that, first let's get rid of these 2 zeros. So let's look at 3. So we know 3 goes in 7 2 times, that's 6, right? Then it's 1, 5, so 3 goes into 15, 5 times, that's 15. Sorry, 0. So we have 25, and then we need to add the zeros back in. So it's 0, 0, or 25%. Another way we could solve this is, let's say let's just think about it logically. So we know that 75 is 75% of 100, and we know that 300 is 3 times as big as 100. So if we know that 75% is 75% of 100, and we know that its number is 3 times bigger, then we would divide 75 by 3, and we would get 25. So that's another way to solve it. Question number 3. We need to solve this equation. X squared over 25 equals 36, and we have to solve for x. So the first way you could solve this, the easier way, is that we do the same order on every number in this question. So I'm just gonna draw 1, as it's a good habit to do that, just so you don't get confused. So we know that x is squared, so let's just get rid of that square. And in order to get rid of that square, we have to square root every other number in this question. So this new question changes, and it becomes x over the square root of 25 is 5 equals the square root of 36, which is 6. So we know that this number x divided by 5 equals 6. So now we can solve it by doing cross multiplying, where 5 goes here and x goes here. And we know that x times 1 equals 5 times 6. And that equals 30. So we know that, and x times 1 is just x. So we know that x equals 30. So B is correct. Question number 4. 3 more than 8 times the number x is equal to 83. which equation represents the situation. So we know that. Let's start off with breaking it down. So we have 3 more than 8 times x. So it's 3 more than this phrase. So we know that this phrase 8 times x needs to be together. So we have 8 and x together here. We have 8 and x together here. 8 and x are not together here, and 8 and x are together here. So we remove one choice. Now we know it's 3 more. So we know that 3 should be in addition. Here is multiplication, so we can remove this. And here is also addition, so now we have 3. And now we have it equal to 83. Here we have 8x equals 83 plus 3, where the 3 is in the wrong spot. And here, with D, we have the right answer, where 8x plus 3 equals that 83 number we're looking for. So, last question for today, we have Hannah deposits a fixed number into her bank account each month, and this function represents that amount in dollars. And it represents the amount in dollars after T monthly deposits. So we know that this function is in respect to T, the amount of monthly deposits. So what is the interpretation of 25 in this context? So, like we said before, we see that T is the amount of monthly deposits. So, and 25 is associated with T. So we need to think, what is happening to T every month? T represents how many times the money is being put into the account. So it talks about if T is the amount of time money is being put into the account, then you can assume that 25 is the amount of money that's being put into the account. Because let's say we look at the answers one by one. With each monthly deposit, the amount in Hannah's bank account each increases by 25. That sounds right. Before Hannah made any monthly payments, the amount in her bank account was 25. See, that doesn't sound right, because then 25 would be a one-time thing. But if 25 is happening repeatedly, then it has to be something that happens more than once. So it cannot be a one-time monthly thing. After 1 month deposits, the amount in Hannah's account was 25. So this would be possible if we have 1 times 25 and we ignore that 100. But we know that this 25 is constant. It happens multiple times. It's not a one-time thing. Hannah made a total of 25 monthly deposits. So now this is close. This is a trick. Well, we know that T is the amount of monthly deposits, and T is also in the equation. So 25 is with T. It's not T. So 25 would be A. So thank you for tuning into the first video on the Wireless STEM channel. Yeah, we're trying something different. So, this might be a little iffy in the beginning with how we format this, but just, help us in the comments and let us know if there's any changes that we should make. Thank you.